are practicing is not true democracy. We are practicing selective arrangement.
Yes, thank you.
We are practicing selective arrangement. Some people gather themselves together and send a representative. You now go. When that one get there, and you also what happened between Ganduje and Tinubu. You understand? There are people that own Nigeria. It's not the president you see there. It's not the governor you see in that state.
Thank you.
So, and when you have a situation like that, I refuse to describe that as democracy.
Nigerian style of democracy is, I think it's critically unpatriotic. Because if the people that manage the system do not understand what patriotism tends to be, with due respect for anybody, I grew up in a house where we were told to believe in Nigeria. And that's why it's very difficult for me to say anything negative about Nigeria. But in my experience, I'm over 50 now, in my experience, I can tell you, the average Nigerian that gets political office is not patriotic. That's the reason why a few people can sit down and buy jeeps of 160 million for each of them. And nobody asks the question. It's okay. There are people that cannot afford a mudu of beans of 2,600 naira. But some people don't give a damn. I would have called them animals, but I would not reduce myself by calling them animals. I call them people without conscience. But it doesn't make sense that only Salah period or Christmas period, that's why we now dash the citizens who are like slaves. That's not why we put you in office. We want to have systems that work. We want to have educational systems that work. We want to have every sector of the economy that works. But it's not working. Now, leaving the issue of political side, the political side, let's look at the educational side. We have vice chancellors who do not believe in food security. Because there are universities that can produce enough food for their communities, but they're not doing it. All they're interested in giving contracts to their girlfriends and family members. We know how this thing happens. You understand? And if you cannot manage a university, it's in Nigeria you can manage. So we're not where the issues are. So in conclusion, the people must understand that perpetual vigilance is the key word. I might have supported Asiwaju Tinubu for becoming president, but there are issues I have with his government, and it's about time that his government takes some critical issues because people are suffering. That's the truth.
Whenever I come across the word democracy as a Nigerian, I feel sad. I feel disappointed. I feel there is chaos. I feel there is uncertainty in Nigeria, because as soon as you mention the word democracy, I will look at Nigeria with the 25 years of uninterrupted democracy. What did we achieve? Virtually nothing. Virtually nothing. Somebody will tell you, yes, we have National Assembly, we have Senate, we have been conducting election. All these things, they did not reflect the true meaning of democracy. The only time we will be happy when we hear the word democracy is when we start practicing a true democracy. You will only start practice a true democracy when the votes of the people reflects the result of the election. You only practice a true democracy when a loser knows that he is a loser, and a winner also agrees that he is a winner. You will only practice a true democracy when you begin to give bogus salaries and allowances to the people in elected and appointed political offices. Meanwhile, the majority masses are dying in abject poverty. You will only have a true democracy when somebody who is receiving salary of more than 1 million naira will sit down and begin to arguing and begin to say that somebody should be paid 62,000. This is not a true democracy. You will only have a true democracy when the most interior person in the when the most backward person in the most interior village is feeling the impact of democracy. I will draw the attention of the FCT minister. Scraping the roads in Abuja and putting a new qualter on them is absolutely not necessary. When we have villages in Abuja that don't have light, they don't have road, schools without roof in the FCT, but you are scraping roads in Asokoro, you are scraping roads in Wusetu. Is this an eye service or a public service? the FCT Minister Barrister Yisom Wuke should hear this. We are not happy at what he is doing. We at the satellite town, he only talk about demolition in our places. Is this a true democracy? You scrape roads that are good in the city. In our satellite towns, you talk about demolition only. You don't think that we need a pipe-borne water. We need colta. We need electricity. There is a place I know in Abuja around DADA. For more than 2 years, they don't have even transformer. No light there. Is this a true democracy? We will only have a true democracy when the kind of services you are rendering in Asokoro is the kind of services you have in Abaji, is the kind of services you have in Buari, is the kind of services you have in Rubochi. Everywhere, every citizen must be treated equally. If you are not treating all citizens equally, Mr. President is not a better Nigerian than us. If you remove that presidential position, he is a normal Nigerian like me. Today he is a president, tomorrow I can be one. So if you are giving bogus salaries to them, bogus allowances to them, and others are dying in abject poverty, this is not a true democracy. We are yet to start democracy until the ordinary citizens are feeling the impact of what democracy is. If not, as soon as you call democracy, we will be angry, we will be sad, we can be smiling, there may be smiling in our faces with tears in our minds. Democracy should not be this type of democracy where somebody who has the highest money will use money to manipulate election. This is not a true democracy. A true democracy is only when the votes you put, whether you have money, you don't have money, you can be elected. We must give respect to Alhaji Balarabe Musa, who led the oldest political party in Nigeria since Shagari's time. That is a true democrat. We will only have a true democracy when people in Nigeria are practicing democracy based on philosophy and ideology of what will make the citizens improve and the socio-economic development of the country improve. We are yet to start democracy. We are yet to start a true democracy. This is not a true democracy.
Well, democracy may actually be practicable in other places, but with the Nigerian sense, I've made this time without number. A Nigerian man, the foolish man in Nigeria, is more smart and technical than the wisest man in US. He's more intelligent than the wisest man in UK, because Nigeria has his own peculiar way of seeing things and undermining process. They have their peculiar way of jumping and pass. They are not respecters of rules and regulations. The economic tides and what is happening around us today, he's almost saying all the links, he's saying break the law, get rich. If not that, how can somebody steal $800 million and he still walk free on the road of Nigeria? And in Sokoto, somebody stole chicken. They say, which child did he use in stealing the chicken? They cut it off. Things are happening. Nigeria is not right for democracy. What we are practicing in Nigeria is not democracy. It's not. True to democracy, in a true democratic setting, a president who is given the opportunity to lead others will never connive with anyone, will never have any acronym or any AD to see to it that Nigerian treasuries are looted. Nigeria cannot practice true democracy.